Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the house with the Koenig knives, Arius, Flipper, Delete. This guy's a sprint run. Here with me for a review, we're gonna analyze the look, the sound and the feel of this bad boy. But first of all, don't forget to like the video. Second of all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already. And third, just leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this fella. And you know what? 4 and 5, if you want, you can check out fablades.com and you can check at Fablades on Instagram to see what is going on down there. So here we have it, classic Koenig certificate of authenticity with the birthday card. And here you got your knife, a microfiber cloth, big box, nicely padded with magnetic flap right over here, and of course made in USA. And of course you got the sprint run designation going on the side, and here you get this pretty cool flipper delete option for your Koenig knives Arius. Let's quickly check the size of this bad boy, because this one has a little bit less of the cutting edge that you're used to with your regular Arius. This is like 3.1 inches for the cutting edge, but the blade length is going to be 3.6 inches. Sorry, you got 5.1 inches for the handle with an overall length of 8.5, something in that ballpark. Let's quickly check this guy up against some couple options here. You have Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and Spyderco Para 3. And another couple of pretty popular options you get to see right next to the Arius are the Benchmade Bag Out and the Benchmade Mini Bag Out right there to show you the size of this fella. Yeah, it's a big boy, yeah. Another couple options pretty popular you can get to see are the Hinderer XM18 3.5 and the North Arm Knives Skaha right in the picture. And also something popular, these are the Chris Reeve Knives Small Sebenza 21 and Chris Reeve Knives Large in Cosi, to give you some more perspective into the mid-tech game. Let's go a little bit higher in price. I want to show you, this is the Void XLNF, so another non-flipper option for you to check from Brian Nadeau, Sharp by Design. Pretty cool one. Here you get the Holt Bladeworks haptic, and down here you get the Holt Bladeworks Spectre to show you. I mean, like, look at this, like cutting edge between these two guys, handle to blade ratio, you get to see that. But overall, the size is pretty interesting to check out. Let me show you another couple of pretty cool options. Here we got Shirogorov Neon NL and Shirogorov Stellar for the custom division department. Very interesting sizes. Check out this boy right up here. Much shorter, but the cutting edge it's just insane. Like this guy too, pretty cool indeed. I want to show you like also another couple custom, then I'm done. I'm just gonna stop talking about that. That's the Nick Chuprin Robert Carter BBM, and up here you get to see the Maverick Concept Saber just to complete the picture, and the size comparison for this pretty popular option going on right over here. So here we got a Koenig Knives Arius Generation 4 Batch 2 Flipper Delete, flickable like crazy, made in USA knife. This is a gorgeous one, guys. Really like it. It is a titanium frame lock, 2 slabs of titanium, nicely milled with this pattern here, which reminds me some fancy clothes, to be honest. It has a very cool milling pattern. Just look at that. It is very, very cool. It's rock and rolling, internal skeletonization on both scales. There's some nice chamfering going on around these edges on the inside. Very well rounded off edge going on right there. Guys, this is like a 3D milled set of scales. You see like the curvature, the rounding of the edges. This is precisely milled with a very cool CNC machine. I'm telling you, so nice milling going on for sure. The ergonomics are, of course, fantastic. Are the one of the Arius. Look at this large finger groove, which can allocate 2 fingers and nicely chamfered over here to achieve maximum comfort. Really, really cool indeed. You also do get a titanium milled backspacer, which has a lanyard loop option going on right over here. It is protecting the blade up there, which is absolutely centered and nicely tucked in. You got a very cool blade, kind of like Batman, shaped when open, and even when closed, it's just flowing very nicely. I like the Arius, guys. So you get also like a protruding screw for the show side. You see this is domed, but it's sticking out a little bit less, only domed on the back. These are pretty flush with the handle, so you can't really feel them. But the disassembly video, it's not gonna happen on this one because you can check the other Arius's videos for maintenance. It's gonna be pretty much the same, pretty straightforward. You got a T8 for the screws and the pivot. Take it down, open it up, clean it up, put it together. I mean, pretty straightforward construction for this guy, easy to disassemble. Of course, you get a stainless steel lock face insert, which is screwed in from the outside. It is sporting an integrated lock bar stabilizer, so you cannot overextend the lock bar like in that direction. That's always good. It's integrated into the stainless steel lock face insert. You do have a ceramic detent ball, and you also do get a nice D10 ball ramp to complete this superb action on this flipper delete Arius. Really cool indeed. You get, of course, a titanium tip-up carry only clip, which I'm not a fan of. It's the tension is soft, it's not too strong, but you see, you do get this much knife sticking out from your pocket. So I'm not a fan of this design. I like the fact that you can check the batch number through the window in the pocket clip and through a hole into the frame lock side, but the design clip is probably not my favorite. I find it a little bit plain. It's not my favorite clip design. So, but still works well. Has a nice entrance ramp, exiting ramp is nicely dialed in, so it's gonna be nice to use, but not my favorite design. Also, it's not reversible. Of course, you can just keep it on this side, and it's tip-up carry only. You do get some nice blade going on, very cool profile, no jimping going on, a little bit of chamfering going on, and here starts like a concave swedge that is deploying from this point up to almost the tip. This is not flat, this is indented. It's a radius. You can actually see it like here. It's not just a flat swedge. This is like this. So it's carrying the design of this fuller into the swedge, which is ridiculously nice. And then you get this drop point, like big belly up to this point, so probably I would say like 40% belly, straight edge up to the sharpening choil, which in this case, in the flipper delete case, only acts as a finger choil. As you can see, not sharpened here. You can appreciate how thin behind the edge this thing is just nuts. This is very thin. You get a dual tone blade finish, stone washed for the hollow grind, and you get a satin flats and kind of like almost polished fuller end swedge. So kind of like a tritone finish for the blade. And of course the spine is matching the fuller and the swedge right there. Only Koenig. It's like engraved kind of deeply into the flats, and nothing on this side. You just can see M390 engraved right here. If you keep the blade half open, you close it, and it's just gonna show right there at the end. You keep it open, it's gone. So pretty clean lock side. face, let's say. Let's check the stock thickness at the spine right there. At that point is going to be 0.15 inches with a thickness behind the edge of like what is this, 0.0015, so pretty thin behind the edge for sure. Very, very cool. Also like the plunge grind, I like it very much, like coming nicely with a nice curvature over here and then straight and then sweeping up and meeting this very cool swedge. I like it a lot. Very, very nice. Also what I like about this guy is just like this thwack and they clink like champagne clinking together when you close it, but when you deploy the blade, thwack, that's loud and nice and solid. It's like, yeah, it's telling you, hey boy, we're in business. And then you close it. Beautiful sound. Is just gorgeously dialed in, guys. Really, really cool. Let's quickly check the weight on this fella, because there's some weight reduction created by the internal skeletonization on both scales, 4.69 ounces. The flipper delete is reducing the weight. And of course, yeah, you get... everything else is the same. So basically, the weight reduction is from those two things, but it's... Again, feeling pretty good in the hand. Zero hot spots, nicely rounded area over here. Pretty cool finger grooves to allocate your two fingers. No sharp edges. The only thing is that you see this area here, you get some jimping, and that's the only jimping you're gonna see. I mean, over here, but yeah, that's the more functional jimping. You get used to disengage the lock bar, which is nicely placed because there's not much room here to disengage the lock bar. You see just a little tiny bit of lock bar is exposed, but this jimping is actually nice and grippy, so it's pretty useful and pretty functional to disengage the blade like that. So that's gonna work, but it's not my favorite. It can be better. I mean, it's not like this, you see, like this is jimped, but a little bit more difficult to access because you don't really see anything. So here you get to see something, but here, for example, you get to see much more lock bar, so that's much easier to access. So this is probably my nitpick with the Arius beside the handle to blade ratio, but nonetheless, you can, of course, like easily disengage the lock bar. It feels really great in the hand, absolutely solid. This textured handle is going to add some grippiness to the scale, so it's not as slippery as the just plain one. Fit and finish, it's like to perfection. You know, there's nothing you will see not in place in this beauty right over here. No gaps, zero misalignments. There's, of course, nothing rattling, no blade play, no finger soreness when you disengage, when you deploy the blade, because this area is nicely chamfered, this cut out. So either if you use your thumb or your like middle finger to do like a spidey flick, this guy is gonna deploy like crazy. And of course is running on bearings, and the detent is just perfected to this action to have a very cool experience in deploying the blade with no flipper tab. Like dialed in really fantastically, really good. They dialed in the sound, they dialed in the look. I mean, the ergos, this is a pretty solid option in that ballpark. Very, very hard and very, very strong contender for the, you know, around $1,000 blade. Really, really appreciate that. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.